Alright, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Legendary Founding Titan. Talk about Soul Mass today, obviously. Um, I haven't really made any videos on it, like any full, like, Let's Plays on it, I guess if you want to call it that. I have not done anything like that on the game yet, but I will be doing a series on it. I just want to have an understanding of the game before I actually jump into it. Which I do have a pretty solid understanding of it right now. I kind of just want to finish what I'm doing in my game right now, and then like later on, I'll do a playthrough. But for now, I'm just kind of messing with some things still. But yeah. So let's talk about Soul Mask. So I see a lot of this is kind of regarding some of the comments I've been seeing about Soul Mask. Not on my videos. The video like the videos I have the two videos I have Soul Mask talking about it. It's one is just being like saying how good it is, and the other ones talk about like a balance issue, which is, I mean, I do think Soul Mass definitely has its flaws. It's definitely not a 10 out of 10 game, I wouldn't say. Um, but I do think it is a great game. It has great potential. But the one thing that I keep seeing from like other YouTubers and even like the comment section, it's like people want it to be dumbed down. Like they want less skills, they want less like character progression, I guess, so it's not as confusing or overwhelming for new audiences. And I'm just like, confusing in what term? Like, cuz I mean, you should know by now that based on my behavior in videos, like I'm not the smartest cookie in the shed. I had no problem with anything, any system in Soul Mask. Like it's not like complicated in any way, really. Um, I mean, the one thing I do think is, like I said, I do think it has balance problems. Like not so much in the early to mid game, but like late game. Late game has some major balance problems. I do think, with bosses is doing way too much damage. As I kind of do show in this clip here. But aside from like that, like balance issues, I mean, it's not like things you can't tweak in like a custom setting. Like you can tweak these settings, like they can make them do less damage. You can make them take more damage from you. I mean, it's something you can fix in customs, but like on official servers, there's nothing you can really do about it. It just seems like the bosses do way too much damage, but that's just beside the point. That's like the one problem I do have the game. It's just balance. But the problem I don't have with it is the character. Like, I don't have a problem with how you progress. I don't have a problem with that at all. I think that's one of the key. I mean, honestly, like that is probably by far the best thing about Soul Mask is the fact that there is so much to it for your character. I mean, outside of your character, what else is there to really do? You get masks, you get resources. Like, there's not really much else you do other than like the whole game kind of revolves around your characters. Kind of hints the whole point of being able to control your followers as well, which I'm still kind of mixed on the fact that like some of your followers will be better than you. Like you have to use them. I'm still kind of mixed on how I feel about it. I think it's kind of interesting, but I'm mixed on it. It's not that big of an issue though. It's not game breaking or nothing. Like it's like I pull me away entirely. Um, it's just yeah, I do have some issues with the balance, and but the thing is, people want to see the systems get dumbed down, and I'm just thinking like, what's so complicated about it though? Like, there's a lot to it, sure, but I wouldn't think like like all the descriptions are pretty self-explanatory. Like you get this upgrade, do more damage. You get this upgrade to subtract the enemy's stamina pools, or you'll be able to knock them out faster with this trait. You'll be able to uh swing more with stamina reduction cost sort of deal. I don't think it was really like that complicated of a system. Like none of the systems really seemed too complicated to me. Maybe it's because I'm just used to these type of games, but like I don't know. Like it doesn't seem that overwhelming, does it? Uh, and I just don't think dumbing the game down is a good idea because not only does it affect the veterans of the game already, but it also makes it to where if a new player tries to commit to it and then they if a new player gets into it, right, and they start playing it, and if those systems get stripped out, it's like I feel like the game has as much to offer, which it wouldn't at that point. Because like I said before, one of the best things about this game is the character progression, how you get more stats and stuff as you play it just by playing the game. You know, I think that's one of the best features about this game is the amount of character progression there is to it. So dumbing those systems down just seems very. I don't see the point in it. I don't see why it's confusing for people. And like I said, I am not like I, I'm not like a pro gamer. I'm not like a fucking. I'm not like a badass or nothing. I'm not like super intelligent when it comes to number crunching and all this other stuff. Like I'm not like an expert in any of that. And I don't think it was that complicated for me to get into. I don't think my friend thought it was hard to get into either. Like I said, me and him just have problem with the balance. The balance definitely is an issue that should be addressed. Like tools break too fast if you're on normal settings. Like I said, these can be all fixed in customs, but you can't like on official servers. These are the settings that are marked, and you gotta follow that system because that's what most people are gonna be playing on is either officials or something like that. And armor weapons tools break too fast. I feel like the balance is just like I said, the late game balance. Bosses do way too much damage, and they tank like a million damage. Uh, it's just how I feel. I mean, granted, we didn't get steel armor yet, but like this, I mean, we still have like a lot of we still have like a lot of advantages on our side with our server. Like we have bonus HP, we have bonus stats, and we're still just getting our ass kicked. Like, I mean, and my friend he's really good at clutching in just about every game. Like, he's usually pretty good at outmaneuvering and blocking and parrying opponents. Like, he's really good at that. He's really good at that in any game he does play. And I'm pretty good at dying. No, no. I mean, it is kind of true late game though. But no, but I'm pretty familiar with these type of games too. I feel like I do have quite a bit of knowledge in them. Uh, and I don't know, it just doesn't get as far into the late game. But aside from that, though, I don't think dumbing the systems down is gonna change anything. Like people are the new players come in, all right. The new players that come in, if they are actually interested in playing the game, they're gonna learn those systems. It's just how it is. They're gonna learn those systems, and they're probably gonna love those systems because people love character progression. A lot of games suffer from this. A lot of games do suffer from either lack of progression or just no progression at all for some cases. People love progression, and this game has a lot of that. Why are we trying to take that away? I have no idea. I'm not saying that the developers are going through with it. I'm just saying a lot of people and a lot of YouTubers I've been seeing. I'm not going to put out any names because that's just rude, but I'm just laying out the floor mat basically. I feel like trying to dumb down the systems is just not the move. It's just my opinion. You can disagree with it all you want. It's an opinion. I think dumbing the systems down will not only alienate the veterans, I feel like the new players wouldn't be as committed because I feel like there's just not as much to the game as they should be because there isn't because those systems got stripped out. And like, and the thing is, people that say that type of shit that are like, it's too complicated for new players. It's not like every game's complicated for new players. Like, play Predecessor, play Smite, play any MOBA that's too complicated, play any RTS that's way too complicated for new players. You gotta learn all the strategies. For Smite and Predecessor, you gotta learn all the different cars, characters, spells, how to avoid them, how to juke them, uh, how to plant your own abilities, how to combo them and everything. Like RTS games, you gotta learn out what the units are, how to utilize those units to counter each other, use defenses. Like just about every game is kind of alienating to new players. Like if it's not just a straight up shooter, it's gonna be quite confusing for new players because it has to be because it is like there's more to it than just shooting blanks at someone. It's not a shooter. It's gonna be alienating for any new player. But people that are interested are gonna learn, and that's a good thing. It's because it's something to improve upon. So I always hate that, like how people say that as an excuse that like, but it's too complicated for new players. We gotta strip systems and dumb it down for them. It's like, for one, like, okay, yes, there is a point where it does become too complicated. Like some games are a little too complicated. This is not, but not one of them. If you think this is complicated, oh brother, whoo, do I got a game for you? Because there is a game that even I don't understand, and there's a lot of systems to that game, and this the game I'm referring to as well as EverQuest. I was playing that game for a while, and there's like so much to it once you get into it. Yeah, there's a lot to it. I don't. I feel like a dum dum when I play that game, or even like games like War of Warcraft, like games like that. That is what's complicated because those games had like years of development, and you have to spend, well, literal years to actually understand it. So if you want to try complicated, try those. Try those old timer world games because those are actual complicated systems. This is nothing, dude. Absolutely nothing by comparison. I kind of just wanted to rant about it because it is something I always see. Not really rant. Oh yeah, I guess rant, but uh, it's just something that doesn't make any sense. Like why dumb down the systems? You're just gonna alienate the people that are already playing it, and just it's not gonna do anything. Like people, you can't if you're trying to appease to the TikTok people, the people that have like no attention span to save their damn life. I'm sorry to tell you, no matter what you do, you're not pleasing them. If everything's not handed to them on a silver platter in 2 seconds, they're not staying around. I hate to tell you. Um, not to be super hypocritical, but that's just how it is. Like you gotta treat it like that. That's why, like, that's how it is. A lot of people have very low attention span, which is why you know shorts is the way to go on YouTube typically. I mean, yeah, that's just the way it is. That's the way it is with social media and everything. Now, if it's not handed to you on a silver platter instantly, people are not gratified from it, which is a terrible life lesson. But hey, I'm not them, so I kind of lost my point in this video. But like, dude. But again, I hope that developers don't try to dumb down the systems to please the new players because there's not much to it once they are actually committed to it. You're just gonna try by dumbing it down. You're alienating everyone that's already committed to the game, and that's even worse than trying to make a new following with people that want to see your game simple as hell. That's all I have to really say about this video. That's about all I have to say. I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you guys enjoyed and or agreed, just feel like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.